every man's happiness is his own responsibility. Abraham Lincoln. If I am killed, I can die but once, but to live in constant dread of it is to die over and over again. Abraham Lincoln. Nearly all men can stand adversity, but if you want to test a man's character, give him power. Abraham Lincoln. I would rather be a little nobody than to be an evil somebody. Abraham Lincoln. I have been driven many times upon my knees by the overwhelming conviction that I had nowhere else to go. My unwisdom and all about me seemed insufficient for that day. Abraham Lincoln. Always bear in mind that your own resolution to success is more important than any other thing. Abraham Lincoln. I'm a success today because I had a friend who believed in me and I didn't have the heart to let him down. Abraham Lincoln. I am a congenital aversion to failure. Abraham Lincoln. I happen temporarily to occupy this big White House. I am living witness that any one of your children may look to come here as my father's child has. Abraham Lincoln. The greatest fine art of the future will be the making of a comfortable living from a small piece of land. Abraham Lincoln. I am not bound to win, but I am bound to be true. I am not bound to succeed, but I am bound to live by the light that I have. I must stand with anybody that stands right, and stand with him while he is right, and part with him when he goes wrong. Abraham Lincoln. And having thus chosen our course, without guile, and with pure purpose, let us renew our trust in God, and go forward without fear, and with manly hearts. Abraham Lincoln. Human nature will not change. In any future great national trial, compared with the men of this, we shall have as weak and as strong, as silly and as wise, as bad and as good. Abraham Lincoln. What is to be, will be, and no prayers of ours can arrest the decree. Abraham Lincoln. Let every American, every lover of liberty, every well-wisher to his posterity, swear by the blood of the Revolution, never to violate in the least particular the laws of the country, and never to tolerate their violation by others. Abraham Lincoln. I claim not to have controlled events, but confess plainly that events have controlled me. Abraham Lincoln. I know not how to aid you, save in the assurance of one of mature age and much severe experience, that you cannot fail if you resolutely determine that you will not. Abraham Lincoln. I have not permitted myself, gentlemen, to conclude that I am the best man in the country. this connection of a story of an old Dutch farmer who remarked to a companion once that it was not best to swap horses while crossing streams. Abraham Lincoln. I have stepped out upon this platform that I may see you and that you may see me, and in the arrangement I have the best of the bargain. The demon of intemperance ever seems to have delighted in sucking the blood of genius and of generosity. Abraham Lincoln. This is a world of compensations, and he who would be no slave must consent to have no slave. Those who deny freedom to others deserve it not for themselves, and, under a just God, cannot long retain it. Abraham Lincoln. As I would not be a slave, so I would not be a master. This expresses my idea of democracy. Abraham Lincoln. In giving freedom to the slave, we assure freedom to the free, honorable alike in what we give and what we preserve. We shall nobly save, or meanly lose, the last best hope of earth. Abraham Lincoln. You think slavery is right and should be extended, while we think slavery is wrong and ought to be restricted. That, I suppose, is the rub. It certainly is the only substantial difference between us. Abraham Lincoln. The one victory we can ever call complete will be that one which proclaims that there is not one slave or one drunkard on the face of God's green earth. Abraham Lincoln.